Bisu is going to push the middle, and we're going to see a huge battle in the middle. The observers aren't watching it, but here it comes. Oh, Hydras all over the place. Bisu has to storm. Okay, finally the storms for Bisu, but July is not dodging any of these. None of the storms being dodged, and July is just completely decimated. I don't think July is going to take this game now because he'll need to get so many more backup troops in here to fend Bisu off while he's trying to macro up. It's looking pretty bad for July at this point. I thought for sure July would beat Bisu, but Bisu is just stomping through this OSL, it seems. A cannon behind his base, so these lurkers aren't even going to get enough harassment done to even things out. So July's options, he is running out of options here. You see there's a close-up of his face, not even sweating though. He's coming in with some Zerglings. Those Zerglings he's got to be very careful with Zerglings. Reaver Scarabs can just decimate a Zergling army in a second. All of the Zerglings will go down. And Bisu is going to come in here and take out this base again. And that is just going to completely destroy July's macro at this point. He's coming in. I'm surprised he's not trying to snipe his High Templar, because he just got stormed there again. So I'm not even sure if he's going to be able to defend this small force of Bisu's off while Bisu is throwing down more reinforcement troops to try to take this base out. Yeah, he's not going to be able to take this troop out at all. Bisu's going to be able to snipe the 3 o'clock again. He's throwing in more Zealots. Just very aggressive PvZ is what Bisu is known for, and it's what he's showing here today. This is pretty awesome. Oh, another storm. July finally dodging these storms. And Bisu is just picking at this hatchery with 2 Zealots while July brings his entire army in to stop it, but he just wasn't fast enough. July was still trying to get some harassment done over there at the 9 o'clock base from Bisu. And he has 3 evolution chambers here, so he's trying to win the upgrades war. But it's just, whoa. This is a pretty awesome game. July, he's just so far behind in macro at this point. He just can't get in enough minerals to take on Bisu. Okay, he still has a couple courage just laying around. And there's really nothing July can do at this point. Bisu has more bases, and if you're a Protoss with more bases up against a Zerg, you've pretty much won already. And Bisu's, he's just going to group forces by those cannons to make sure the forces won't be hurt, because if July tries to break in, the cannons will just shred his forces. Okay, it looks like he has spotted this little plan from July to come up from behind his base, and he's going to be able to take that out with some more storms and Dark Templar. I don't think there's one Overlord in there to see him. July actually has some troops outside of Bisu's natural expansion, so we'll see what he can do with those, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. He's just so far behind in macro since he lost that base twice, and he hasn't been able to take out Bisu's bases at all. So he's just in a world of hurt here. He's got to, well, he can pump a lot of troops here and maybe try to take out the troops from Bisu in a lucky battle in the middle. And I think that would help him, but he's not going to be able to deal with harassment like this. High Templar harassment at this point of the game, when he's down to 3 hatcheries with barely any minerals, is just devastating to his economy. He's lost a ton of drones there. There's a storm over all of his troops. He's still hanging on, though, trying to take out some forces from Bisu. But Bisu's, all he's really got to do is turtle up and get some troops out. Just get a ball of Protoss and just push it out whenever he feels like he has sufficient upgrades to take on the army, and he has enough storms to just shred through those Hydras. Here comes an Archon. Archon going to try to take out some gas drones. Takes out 2, actually, so Bisu's just throwing in an Archon there. I think he just warped his 2 High Templar into an Archon there once they got done with that harassment. So he could do an Archon harassment. Now Bisu's just throwing some more troops up here. He's waiting, trying to wait for his storms to get done before he tries to take on the forces. And it's just going to be about whittling July down at this point. The reason July is still fighting is because he thinks he can get enough harassment done here to even things out and maybe keep Bisu from taking another base and starve him out. but I'm just not sure if that's going to work. July once again taking his fourth base. So, July once again throwing some lurkers down there too to take out probes behind that 9 o'clock. July, okay, he's going in with a small Hydra army, but he just doesn't have enough Hydra. Okay, he's throwing more Hydras in here. So, he's going to try to snipe that Reaver. Ooh, a lurker going down. That's going to hurt him so much. He needs every unit he can keep at this point to break what Bisu has. Bisu is just turtling and getting a ton of troops together. And this is probably going to be the final battle right here. July is trying to do a surround, but it's not going to be enough with that Reaver there. Reavers are so good against Zerg ground troops. Is unbelievable. Especially when they're upgraded, man. A bunch of drones just sitting around. And July, I think, canceled that fourth base. I'm not sure why. Maybe trying to get more troops out. But July's he's fighting an uphill battle here. I don't think there's any way he can win at this point. Bisu can take his next base whenever he wants to, because he has just this gigantic army he's been amassing. And I think Bisu's going to try to end it here. He's going out with his entire army, and he's going into the middle. And July is not mining any minerals anymore. He's going to be starved out once Bisu comes in. Protoss army, so powerful. And you can see the size of it on the map. Just Bisu has a huge army. And July's going to lose this. And July's not going to have a very good chance of moving up in this OSL once he loses this. July, all he has left is a Hydra army and a couple of storms. And I think he will GG. In July, I think he needs some Zerglings in there, but Bisu came in to harass that expansion again. He's like, there's just a drone there. I'll leave him alone. He meant well, but okay. Here goes another base. This base is going down in seconds here. Seconds, and it's gone. July bringing in what I think is his final army. Of course, I said that earlier. Here comes the Hydras. July, he's going to have to do some of the best storm dodges in the history of storm dodges to take this, but no ton of Hydras going down anyway. Bisu is just steamrolling now, storming all over the place. And July, even though he put up a hell of a fight, is not going to take this game. Bisu. And July still hasn't GG'd. It's very interesting. He's down to 2 bases now. Only one is mining from 1 mineral patch, and he's still in this game. He's I guess he thinks he probably had the advantage in this game. It's kind of hard to let go after taking out that many Corsairs and shuttles and all that. But Bisu keeping it at 4 bases. Very strong Protoss push from him. And this is going to be it. Here come the Catcheries are going to go down. And July is going to GG. He's looking very sad here because this is pretty much his last chance of getting up in the OSL. Look at all these drones. Tons of drones just mining 1 mineral patch. And July still isn't GGing. I think Bisu just stormed that hatchery. I think he was trying to storm the eggs there or something. Oh, man. Oh, July, what are you doing? July still isn't GGing. I'm not sure why. This is kind of BM from July at this point. He doesn't have any troops here. Good game. He writes it out. July writes, good game. That's one of the first times I've seen that. Doesn't say GG, says a good game. Because it was a good game, a very good game. I was impressed by both there. Especially by Bisu, man. He had a pretty... well, I don't think either player had a huge advantage until really the late part of the game when Bisu was taking out that 4th base over and over again. And July just couldn't handle it with the amount of troops that he had. Wow, that was a good one. I will be moving on to Group B now.